I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I'm VELIKA Lawrence.
And you are watching
UCCN TV.
Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Dr. Walls and friends, where I find it? Dr. Walls and friends. Dr. Walls and friends, where I find it? Dr. Walls and friends. I find passion, purpose, inspiration too. At Dr. Walls and friends.
Welcome to Dr. Walls and Friends here on the beautiful island of St. Lucia at the Bay Gardens Beach Resort. I am here with a familiar face and a familiar voice from the Dr. Walls and Friends radio show, Miss VELIKA Lawrence. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Good.
As ever.
Yes, yes. And we are excited because this show is really the visual version of our global healing show, which we started to do every third Tuesday.
Yes.
Right, on the radio show. And so today's topic is, we were deciding, because there's so many things that we can talk about when it comes to global healing, but there's been a common theme since I've been on the island, and that theme has been that of kindness.
Yes.
So we've decided to talk about kindness this show and the various forms in which it shows itself. So let's go on and give them a little taste of global healing and kindness.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching us. Kindness. I think we want to start off speaking about our inability to show kindness and what we really feel that means, and who are we being kind to, and how difficult it is for us to be kind to ourselves, therefore other people.
Yes.
Where is that coming from? Where do we learn kindness from?
Yeah. And I think that's a big question, because I know a lot of times working with children, and I work with them as young as 5, so it's about 4 and 5 years old, is about kindergarten age in the States. And it's always be kind to each other, be nice, be kind. And I'm going, but who has taught you to be kind? What does that mean when you hear those words? And so we're quick, as we were saying, that we can identify when someone's being unkind, but who teaches you how to be kind?
Right. And just yesterday, you and I were having a conversation about the teachers.
Yes.
And mentors, parents, people who are there to demonstrate kindness.
Yes.
If we're telling, if you and I are teaching a child, or we have a mentee or a client, and we are having a working relationship, and we're preaching or teaching or talking about kindness, but then we're not kind to each other and we're working on the same team, that is communicated verbally and non-verbally.
That's right.
And so it's ineffective.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is a transference of that energy.
Right. So one of the first things is that when we're teaching kindness, and especially to children, but also to people of all ages, because we all have that inner child within.
Exactly.
Is that we learn by modeling.
Yes.
So we learn by watching people. So we see somebody do something that's kind, and we like the way that that makes us feel. And so we say, okay, I want to do that too. Either I want to feel like that, or I want to be able to enable somebody else to feel like that. So kindness is demonstrated by actions. Now, one of the things that you mentioned is kindness to self. And we talked about that on the radio show. So one of the things about the radio show is that they're all archived. So you can always go to AskDrWalls.com, and you can look and listen to the past shows. You can also go to YouTube at SIH Global 1, and you can listen to past and watch past interviews as well. So, but one of the things when we talked about domestic violence, and we focused on, most people tend to focus on the outer domestic violence from one person to another person. But on our last show, we talked about within, the domestic violence within. And so tying that together with kindness, what are some of your thoughts about that?
For me, I look at the topics of homelessness, what it means to be an orphan, what it means to not have parenting and guidance, what it means to not have love. We all have definitions of those things. And so we think of the external, like you said. We think of homelessness, or someone on the street. We think of an orphan, the parents are dead. We think of domestic violence, this person must be beating on this other person. But let's take it back. Homelessness, do you feel secure in your body, mind, and soul? What does that mean to you? And it's not just words.
Yes.
Check it all off. Body, lots to do there. Mind, lots to do there. Soul, lots to do there. And then how they merge.
Yes.
That's one. So that's the domestic. The body as the home.
The body
that's
as
the
the
domestic.
home.
So how is the domestic violence going on internally, self to self?
Yes.
Then-
And and before you jump to that, so many times people will refer to the body as their temple.
Right.
And I don't think people actually stop and break that down about your body being your temple. So if we think about the temple as a place of worship, as a sanctuary, the way in which people treat temples, churches, synagogues, mosques, places of worship, they're usually very well kept, very clean, many times adorned with the finest of finest things.
Yeah.
And so if we were to receive the message which you just gave of our body being a temple, of our body being that sanctuary, of that love inside that we were to do for us as a body, as a temple, what we do many times for the external, what would we do differently?
And so the thing is to answer that question.
That's
Each
right.
of us have to answer that question. What
Right.
would we do differently? There's a long answer to that.
Yeah.
And for each of us, it'll be a different thing every few months, every few days,
That's
every
right.
few years, and it sounds really nice to say the body as a temple, but before the body as a temple comes the space as a home that you make a temple.
That's right. That's right.
Some people don't even treat, let's go back to external. Some people don't even treat their home spaces like a temple.
Yes.
So if we're so trapped in the external and we're so unappreciative of our external,
Yes.
then it's a reflection of the internal.
That's
so we're
right.
unappreciative of the internal.
Say that again, that the external is a what?
Is a reflection of the internal.
So we need to clean up that internal or clean up that external, and it will have a
Together.
direct together
Yeah, a little bit of
reciprocity.
both. Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay.
And slowly,
Yes.
because we're talking about this stuff, we teach this stuff in different spaces and contexts, but I know for me, I'm working on it constantly, and so
Me as well.
I've grown to a space where I can look around me now and go, wait a minute, why is my room looking like this right now?
Yes.
What's going on inside of me?
That's right.
I'm no longer trapped in the guilt of whatever, I don't care. You know, that's how I feel, and if it's a mess, it's a mess.
Right.
I had to go, okay, Vel, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yes. And
And
gonna
it's
take,
okay.
Yeah.
It's a mess because of this. You have to know why. And then you have to start doing the work every
Yes.
day, little by little, slowly, breath to breath, slowly, gently, with kindness
Yes.
for yourself.
That's right. Kindness and love. And
Yeah.
it does take the time. And the thing about it is, when you begin to clean up, it's amazing the things you'll find.
Yeah, and let's just talk about it like a woman's handbag.
Okay.
Because again, we're teaching this stuff, but we know.
That's
we
right.
live it.
That's right.
And so it's a matter to be when we were talking about it just recently again. When you are consciously aware of something, you have to appreciate how long it takes you to unravel from something.
Yes.
So when you're in denial of something,
Yes.
imagine how much longer it takes you.
That's right.
So admitting it is a big part of it, but then the work, the practical, the application,
Yes.
the exploration,
Yes.
the practice. You know,
That's
there are all
another
of these
part.
little things. So you look at your purse, and you've been traveling or not. Just I'm not giving you any excuses. We have our purse, and you look through it and like you can't find something, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, I'm gonna sit down today and clean this bag, and then you go, oh look, look what treasure I have
That's right.
in here.
That's right. That's
in
right.
here.
That's right.
So it's a purse, it's a sanctuary, it's a temple, take whatever analogy you want,
Yes.
but look inside.
That's right. Because for a woman, we could say you are a purse.
Right.
For the man, we might say you are the gym bag.
The gym bag. You know what? For the man, I'll say treat that inside like the car.
Yes.
Observation.
Yes. Yes. So we're going to take a pause right there, and we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Well, everything about me is beautiful, both inner and outer, because I love myself.
Well, I think I'm beautiful because God made me that way and He's the best. So I say that I am beautiful in my own way.
I think we're beautiful, don't you think? I think you are. I know I am. So beautiful, so beautiful. just like the stars. Nappy Hill, 5'1", brown skin, I've been kissed by the sun. Round face, acne, curl waist and a pot belly, but I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. Maybe short, but mighty like Mother Teresa or Mahatma Gandhi. My face not made up, not mani-pedicured. I haven't had the time and I don't care, 'cause I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. Look at yourself, appreciate who you are, 'cause you are beauty and you are full. Designed by the Creator with no mistakes. So beautiful, so beautiful. You may not be perfect in the eyes of the world, but you are surely perfect in His eyes. Nouvelle Jolie, nous toutes belles, jolies. My history is beautiful. My skin is so beautiful. My hair is so beautiful. My Creator, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. Whether you're black or white, you're beautiful. Whether you're rich or poor, you're beautiful. Whether you're up or down, you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I know you're beautiful, beautiful. I know you're beautiful, beautiful. I know you're beautiful, beautiful. I know you're beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. Don't you think?
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends with VELIKA Lawrence, and we are live on the beautiful island of St. Lucia at the Bay Gardens Beach Resort. So please come on and join us one of these trips. When we come down here, you have to see. St. Lucia is what? Simply beautiful. Yes.
It's more than that, but
That's
the
so
slogan.
much more. So much more. So now we were just talking about the kindness of the domestic,
Yes.
of the home, recognizing your body as a home, recognizing your body as a temple, and loving it and giving it what it needs regularly, because this is not a one-time thing. You know, many times people will know, I'll do a detox, you know, but I don't just do one detox and that's it, and be like, oh, I detoxed one time back in 1984 and I don't ever have to do it again.
Once.
Right. Once. Because throughout life there are events that occur, and so we're constantly given opportunities to practice the different things that we're learning, right? So kindness, it's very easy for me to be kind to you because you're kind to me, but what happens when I come across somebody who I don't feel is always being kind to me?
Exactly. It can be a challenge or an opportunity.
That's right.
It's an opportunity. And I mean, you said that, but what about moments where there are all kinds of trauma inside of us?
That's right.
And so, you know, yes, you do find it easy to be kind to me and I to you, but what about moments of residual doubt? That happens, you know, And so what keeps you moving forward in that relationship? Do you
Yes.
have integrity? Do you have honesty? Do you have that platform? Have you nurtured and developed that?
Yes.
To say, you know what, I'm going to be kind to myself. I feel this way. I'm going to ask Dr. Walls this question just to clear the air, just to be straight, just to be straightforward.
Yes.
That's kindness as well.
Yes, it
because
is.
if I care about our relationship, it's better that I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that better that you know, so that you can at least tell me, oh no, you know, it was this, or really, I mean, thank you for bringing it out.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's this, or thank you for bringing it out, it is you.
It is you. And I'm so glad that you said that, because a lot of times when it comes to counseling and therapy, there's still a lot of people who are like, oh no, I don't want to do that. People will think I'm crazy. And I tell people all the time, the latest edition of diagnoses came out. I have yet to see crazy on that list. So,
And I have an acronym for crazy.
Do you?
So,
What is it?
I got called crazy so many times. I had to save my life,
Yes.
literally. So it's creative, radical, affectionate, zealous. Yes, why not?
Yeah.
And crazy.
And
see that going to the DSM.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so-
and so what happens is a lot of times people are deemed crazy because they're thinking differently than other people. And sometimes we need the help that you said. So you have people like myself, like yourself, and others that you're able to share the information, and they can give you an objective, really looking at the situation and say, no, that was you.
And you need that.
Yes.
You need the person who you can be radical in front of. Because
Yes.
that's the R for crazy for
Yes.
me. So I need somebody that I don't have to give a long disclaimer. I can be like, this is what I'm facing. And you can be like, well, Vel, this is what I saw last time, and I'm really glad you brought it up.
That's
and
right.
I've been wanting to tell you, so thanks for bringing it up. Here it is.
Exactly.
And I can sit in reflection now. Take that raw radical truth.
Yes.
Sit in reflection with it.
Yes.
And find my responsibility
Exactly.
to that.
Exactly. And you said a big word right there.
I know.
I know. Taking responsibility
Yeah.
for your actions.
Yeah, but I would like to break it down the way I did
Go
on
ahead.
purpose. Responsibility. It is being kind and gentle with yourself.
Yes.
When you are aware
Yes.
of your ability to respond, what is your natural capacity to respond to a situation, and not to be upset about it or guilty or ashamed, but to be like, wow, I do respond that way to this situation. I do.
I just had my aha moment, because I always teach about responsibility, and I always teach about the difference between reacting and responding. And so the reaction is usually that automatic, you made me angry, I'm coming to get you, without thinking about the consequences of those actions. And that's what I call responding, is when you are able to stop and think. Now, when you broke down responsibility, it's breaking it down and thinking about, as you said, your ability to respond.
What is your reflex? What is your natural response when this
Yes.
happens? And
Yes.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay what your response is. There's a reason why there's been however many years of this programming, this conditioning,
That's right.
this training, whatever it is, you
Yes.
know. And so if you need to experience a change, you're gonna have to observe the pattern,
Yes.
label it,
Yes.
redefine it,
Yes.
and work through it, unravel
right.
from it, and then have nothing and start all over again and
That's right.
rebuild.
And we have to stop, and you talk about that self-love and that kindness. It's taking time to do that reflection, because we have to take a look at our behaviors. We have to take a look at our patterns and see, what we're doing, is it destructive or is it healthy? Just because it's always been done a certain way doesn't mean it needs to continue to be done that way.
Exactly. And I'm going to pull the word destructive out because it's one of my delicious words.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with, there's balance in life. There's penetration and surrender. There's the creation and destruction.
That's right.
And so I always remind people, clients, friends, family, self, if you are facing destruction, demolition, it's a natural part of life, and
That's
it's okay,
right.
but your intention must be for creation.
That's right.
You must be
That's right.
destroying or unraveling from for the purpose of creating and recreating.
Rebirth. Yeah.
You have to let the fullness, the cycle come around. And, we're not putting a time on it.
Yes.
But let the intention be purely kind to yourself. That I
Yes.
need, because you may be being destructive in the situation for a reason, but you can't articulate why. So everyone around you is like, you're so destructive, you're such a mess, you're so this. There's a reason why.
Look at that. Yeah, I often tell people every behavior is a form of communication.
Yeah.
And so we have to understand what exactly are you trying to communicate. So that person who is being labeled as destructive needs to have a conversation with someone so that they can learn to express themselves in a way that's going to be that's going to be healthy for them, and is going to fully articulate what they're trying to express. So that they can, as you're saying, recreate, so they can rebirth themselves in this next form of what they're trying to become.
Yeah, and I also like to take it as the destruction, see it as digestion, not as rough as destruction.
Yeah.
Connotatively, but let's see it as digestion. You take in something, and the body has its natural systematic way of breaking it down, and then it's gone. Some of it's gone, some of it's working for you. The body takes what it does.
It takes what it
you
needs.
must take as well what you need from it all. Take what serves the temple, what serves the home, what serves the child, the creative inside, the spirit inside, whatever it is, all the aspects of self.
Yes.
And when you're detoxing, keeping in digestion, all the same.
Go ahead.
Keep in balance. A lot of times I get calls, Vel, I want to detox, do you have anything? Because I'm into my natural stuff. And yeah, but I always remind them, you're going to lose people.
Yes.
You're going to lose weight.
Yes.
You're going to lose, you're going to lose all these things as well when you detox.
That are
you think
familiar.
you're just going to detox hair and look really nice.
Right.
No. A lot of things are going to fall off as well. So prepare yourself, and please catch yourself rather when you say, I don't know why this is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
You do. That's right.
Okay, well, if you don't know why, sit long enough to find out why. With kindness.
That's
with
right.
Gentleness for yourself. Sit long enough to find out why.
That's right. Well, we want you to sit right there, take all this
Long
in.
enough.
We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment on Dr. Walls and Friends.
My life is at the edge. What more can I do? All the things I've dreamt never did come true. I'm standing on the ledge, the edge of me and you. Missing how it felt to hold you. Times we spent felt so real. What it meant, what was the deal? Where did it go? How was it lost? Why didn't we know? What was the cost? I love you, tell me what you feel, 'cause baby I can't live, even though I doubt you. I love you, tell me if it's real, 'cause baby I can't breathe when I'm without you. I try to find the truth, but the truth is still you. Wishing every day that I never hurt you. Been trying to find a way to live without you. But at the end of the day, my heart belongs to you. Times we spent felt so real. What it meant, what was the deal? Where did it go? How was it baby, I can't live, even though I doubt you. I love you, tell me if it's real, 'cause baby, I can't breathe when I'm without you. Baby, I can't live, even though I doubt you. I love you, tell me if it's real, 'cause baby, I can't breathe when I'm without you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Tell me if it's real, 'cause baby, I can't breathe.
Welcome back, and we have been talking about kindness and kindness to self, and also now kindness to others. So from that internal to the external. Really, there's that statement, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I always add the last line, do unto yourself as you would do unto others. Because we have to treat ourselves with that love and that kindness. And we have to teach and we have to teach others how to treat us, right? And so many times working with people of all ages, I can't even say it's just young people, they'll say, well, they disrespected me, so I'm going to disrespect them.
Yeah.
And I'll say, no, you treat people like you want to be treated. So you teach people certain things. Sometimes people don't have the skill set or the know-how to do certain things.
Well, it gets difficult for me because I love it, I get it, and of course I've been through it long enough to know that I know what you're saying in natural action.
Yes.
But when you say you have to teach people how, I remember the moment when I first heard that and went, I don't know how. I don't know how to love myself.
So what did you do?
I had to explore what that meant.
That's right.
I had to really take account and be observant of the feelings inside.
Yes.
Of the anxiety, of the panic attacks before they became panic attacks.
That's right.
Just the subtle digestion issues.
That's right. The subtle differences. That's right.
Crying, allowing myself to cry, allowing the natural pressure cooker to happen,
Yes.
allowing myself to flow through every emotion and every subtle feeling.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes.
Without permission from anyone else. And realizing, ooh, call me oversensitive, call me hypersensitive, call me, you can label
emotional,
it
whatever you want
to.
Yes.
But this is what I need.
Yes.
And this is the way I am about these kinds of things.
Right.
At least for right now. I don't need to put a whole bunch of disclaimers into it. Evolution is what it is. I'm going to grow if I need to. La 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 la. The point is, I have found that this about myself.
Yes. And what I love about what you're saying is you gave yourself permission to feel it. And what people need to understand is feeling it and then acting it out are two different things. So, for instance, it was the kickoff for the Piton International Film Festival, and we watched a movie called The Bully. And so in that, there were several scenes which elicited certain feelings.
Yes.
Now, there were times where I felt sadness. I didn't cry. I could have cried, but I felt it, and I acknowledged that I felt it. There were times that I felt angry. I could have easily gotten up at that point and went out and started fussing with people or turning tables over and stuff. but I didn't. I allowed myself to feel it. And so we have experiences in life where we need to allow ourselves to feel it. Just sitting here next to the ocean, listening to the waves come in, calls for a certain amount of peace and serenity. For me, I could easily zone out, and you'd be sitting up here talking by yourself.
Except not me though, because I would have been.
But
zoned
you would
out
have
as
zoned
well.
out with me,
But I get
right?
the point.
Exactly. Then we would have just had to shift the camera, and we all would zone out together. So,
Exactly.
But you allow yourself to feel the feelings.
And so that's difficult when the feelings are feelings that are unacceptable by society, by family, by religion, by whatever structures and systems that are supposed to serve us so that we can serve others, but we become slaves to them.
Yeah.
And we become slaves to that self-defeating aspect of ourselves. So, you know, I want to linger on that. Take the time to find out what your needs really are and be okay with what you find.
Yes.
You know, and if you're not okay with what you find, like when they say, but I'm just a resentful and say all these things about themselves, well, okay, let's go deeper.
That's right.
Why are you resentful?
That's
what
right.
are you resenting?
That's right.
You know, there's nothing.
That's right.
If that's what you feel,
Yes.
that's what you feel.
Yes.
And the only way for you to heal
Is
is
to feel.
How are you gonna know?
Oh, that sounds like a song.
I'm gonna write
The
it.
only way to heal.
Is to feel.
The only way to heal.
Is to feel.
All right, now we got it. We got it.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, I'm teaching this stuff. I'm working on it all the time. In a relaxed state of mind, in a not relaxed state of mind, highs and lows, crying, wallowing, screaming, silently, meditation, whatever it is, high and low ranges. And I've grown so much and I have so much more to go.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm grateful for the little girl inside and for the artist inside that I can sit here and just truly be. That I'm, you know, whether or not it's true.
Yes. Yes.
By whoever's measure.
Yes.
I've worked myself over so much time to a place where I can live my truth comfortably, whatever that means. And that has been an intense journey.
You know what? And you say that, and we're going to take a quick pause because we have a special guest joining us today who I'm so excited. We do. This is the thing that's fabulous about global healing. You never know.
It's global. You
That's
touch
right.
one, you touch another.
That's
It's
right.
the way it goes.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when you come back, there's going to be a special guest sitting in this seat right here. I had the opportunity to meet her last week in New York, and now she's here on the island. So you'll all have to wait and see who it is. We'll be right back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
We all got our time to shine. It may not be now, but I'll sure get mine. It's a vicious circle, so don't discount me or pass me by. You may see me down and out now, and next moment you're without. Don't walk on by, don't walk on by, don't walk on by. Life's got a way of trading places, a frown and a smile on the same face, lies up and down, different cases. We all got a time to shine. Life's got a way of expressing changes, put a smile on a million faces, up and down, different cases. We all got a time to shine. So shine, shine, shine. You gotta let your light brighten up my life. So shine, shine, yeah, shine. Let your light brighten up my life. So shine. We all got a time to shine. To shine. This moment was yours, but you made it mine. In this vicious circle, you managed to change that great design. Yes, you saw me down and out, yeah, but you didn't leave me without. You didn't walk on by, you didn't walk on by, you didn't walk on by.
little changes can put a smile on a million faces. Up and down, different cases. We all got a time to shine. So shine, shine. You gotta let your light brighten up my life. So shine, shine, shine your light brighten up my life. So
Welcome back, and as I said that this seat was going to be filled by a special guest here, I had the opportunity to meet Miss Leanne Anderson last week at the St. Lucia Consulate in New York, and lo and behold, a week later, here we are.
In beautiful St. Lucia.
In beautiful St. Lucia, that's right. So now, Leanne, tell people, I'm going to hold up your book. And you had an opportunity to hear her talk about her book a few weeks ago on the radio show. And now you get a chance to put a face to the voice.
Yes.
So now tell people about yourself and about this book.
Hi, again, my name is Leanne Anderson, and I wrote the book Painfully Silent. The book is centered around domestic violence. I chose to write it, I guess, in a youth perspective, because a lot of our youth are going through this problem, and they believe that it's normal, that it's okay, you know, that it's just something that happens.
You know, it's interesting, and why, you know, knowing about you, knowing about the book, and as VELIKA and I were just talking about in the last segment, it made me laugh because she talked about in that kindness piece, in the loving oneself, that so many times people are experiencing, they're healing, they're hurt, they have traumas, and they're painfully silent about it. And so it was like, boy, oh boy, she just passed it right in. Yeah, she pulled you to come forward. Now tell us, why did you choose to title the book that?
Painfully Silent. Oh, this name, I mean, it means so much, and it is so powerful. A lot of us go through things, and regardless if we're trying to fix it, or, you know, we're just not doing anything about it, it's still part of us. It's still in our hearts, it's in our souls, and it hurts.
Yes.
It hurts, and that's a pain a lot of people can identify with, but sadly, not a lot of people are doing anything to change that, to help themselves. So I believe Painfully Silent basically captures a lot of people.
Yeah,
more than, you know, more than those that are willing to, you know, to say that they are experiencing hurt, they are experiencing pain.
Yeah.
So I think they can identify with this book.
And I know you have things to say.
Thank you. It's a lot. It's either cry or say thank you right now for me. So I'm just gonna say thank you.
Okay.
And catch my breath for a second.
All right, catch your breath.
I'm catching it. I'm good. I'm gonna say something. It means so much to me, this book, and I received it as a gift last night from Dr. Walls, and so I haven't even had a chance to read it yet. But just seeing the artistic direction behind it, the colors that you chose, the title that you chose, the placement of the artwork, and then I opened the book and I saw your font choice, and that was a lot for me. And because for me growing up, because I was so vocal yet unaware of how painfully silent I was. I suffered a lot in school. I suffered a lot with learning, and so when I read the book, when I opened the book, it was so validating to see it in that inner child language, in that inner child visual language, and it just spoke to me like, oh my God, this is going to be so comfortable to read something so uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I can't wait to read it and go chapter by chapter in book clubs. I want to create book clubs with it. I think it's such a vital, I'm gonna make it a vital tool for my work, because it's so important for many of us to speak our truth and to express our truth. Not everybody will speak it.
That's right.
But the expression is vital, and I encourage people to find a way to express what is going on inside, because that for me speaks back to that kindness that we were speaking about together earlier. By any healthy, progressive means necessary, find a way to express whatever you are realizing that you are painfully silent about.
Now, Val, I want you to give the people an example of expression.
Expression. Take an extra breath. Allow yourself that big sigh of relief. Be your own breath of fresh air. Be your own validator. Go to the mirror and have a conversation and say to yourself, this did happen to us. Just say that and see the buckets come out.
Right.
Allow the tears. Find a friend who you can cry in front of. Find a nature aspect you can cry in front of. If, for me, it's water. If you're elemental, if you're spiritual, whatever that is, find a friend, find a person, find silence, find whatever works for you. Then there's art. Draw about it. Draw how you feel. Sing, just sing anything. Put on your favorite song, the ones that make you scream and cry, and then do that. Not the ones that, not only the fun ones, the ones that really bring up the emotion. And write about it to yourself.
Right.
Write a love letter to yourself. To every age and stage of yourself. I mean, I really could go on and on.
No, it's important that
really
we talk.
go on and on.
It's
So,
important that we talk about this, because
yeah.
people many times think that they just have to speak it
No.
and talk about it. And
And-
so I know in my
I'll-
therapy practice, I have people write songs.
Yeah.
I have people sing. I have people draw. I have people
Dance.
play drums.
Yeah.
We get through, because you have to get it out of your body
Yeah.
in some way.
Yeah.
Yes, and I like that point, because as a teacher, we have to find ways of reaching our student, and not every student learns in the same way.
That's
so
right.
It's just like what you guys were saying. You have to find an outlet. You have to find a way that would let you express it, that would let you come to terms with it.
Yes.
And as you said, it could be anything.
Yeah.
With the many lists that you guys
and
mentioned.
so but then go deeper.
Go.
The student is always you.
That's right.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So when I'm saying that, there are things that I've been working on actively for periods, like long periods of time, like 3 years. Let's say there's one thing I've been working on for 3 years, and in the last 7 months, I'd say I got myself to a point where I realized, I did it this time, and then I did it again. So now
That's
it's
right.
now it's become second nature. Just becoming second nature.
Yes.
But then comes the active opportunities to demonstrate that second nature,
That's
and then
right.
becomes some bit of a challenging situation.
right.
And so we are socialized, usually generalizing, to say, I thought I went through this, and there's all that anger. But I'm encouraging, no. It's okay that you thought you went through this.
Right.
You did. But we gotta go through it again, and we have to go deeper.
That's right. So let me break it down this way for those who are listening, saying, I kind of understand, but I might not truly get it. It's like when you're in school, the teacher gives you a lesson. You practice how to do the lesson. They give you classwork, they give you homework, you practice over and over again. Then they give you a quiz to see how well have you learned that lesson. You see where you have some of it right, you see where some of it you still need to learn. You get additional practice, and then you get a test. And so it's the same way in life. So now you're looking at your life and you're saying, these are spaces that I need to heal. These are spaces that I need to restore myself. And you start to work on that. And then life will bring you an event for you to put into practice,
Always.
what you've been working on. And at first you may do what you used to do and say, oh wait, that's not what I've been
And you check your
practicing.
responsibility. to
That's
that
right. You check
situation.
your response ability. And then you put into practice the new piece of information, the new lesson, the new skill, and you see how that works. You do an assessment of it, you assess yourself, you assess the response, and then you say, my ability needs more practice.
Yes.
And then another life event will happen for you to try it again. And eventually, as Velika's telling us, is that new skill that you've been practicing will now become an automatic skill.
Yeah.
But there has to be active conscious practice until it moves into that automatic unconscious space.
And I think a good thing to take away from that also is time.
Yes.
Time. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight, because it won't. As she mentioned that she was working on something for 7 months. No,
3 years,
3 years.
7 months ago.
That's right.
7 months. Yes, so it takes time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It takes time, and we can't be angry at ourselves if it doesn't work right away.
That's right.
I like to describe it like gestation. So if I tell you, hey guys, I'm pregnant, you're going to be happy for me. And then you're not going to come to me and say, tomorrow, where's the baby? With impatience.
exactly.
You're going to come to me in 9 months, because we have all accepted very naturally that it takes
that
a certain
long.
amount of
Yeah,
time
that's
for this
right.
to happen. The difficulty for certain things is you don't really know every time for each thing, but you are growing and developing kindness in one aspect of yourself or
That's
another.
right.
How long the gestation period is for that.
That's right.
And then you're going to give birth to that new aspect of self
Yes.
in that one aspect of self.
Yes.
And there's still other ways. And then you have to grow that child
Oh, yes.
in every aspect.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
That's
So
right.
it takes a lot of time. So just relax and do the work and breathe, and you'll get there.
That's
we'll
right.
all get there.
So we're going to ask you to relax and breathe while we take a commercial break, and we'll be back on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Find passion, purpose, inspiration too. At Dr. Walls and Friends, where I find it. Dr. Walls and Friends.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends with author Leanne Anderson and Velika Lawrence of ProSafe. And Leanne, I know you represent Groselay loud and proud.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Juggles delay.
See, you two gonna start speaking in Creole, and I haven't learned my Creole yet.
We'll help you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. And I've had somebody who's been wanting to teach me, and our schedules just have not matched. Though it's not for lack of trying, but I have my Creole dictionary. So, yes, and I brought it with me as well. I'm ready. I'm
By
ready to
next
learn.
year, all the interviews will be in Creole.
Oh,
Yes,
watch out now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I like that goal. All right, I'm gonna try, y'all. It
What
might
have
be
I done to
it might be a
myself?
comedy show for those who are listening. There'll be no offense, okay? So we were talking in the last segment about process. And now tell us about the writing process, because we do have a lot of people who are writers, poets and so forth. And there tends to be a process in the writing, even from the conceptualization of I want to write a book to the manifestation of a book such as Painfully Silent.
Well, I went through a lot of processes, a lot of changes in, getting this book together. First, I write everything down. I mean, from high school or maybe earlier, I had my notebook and pen walking around. So I write everything down. Also, I guess from taking your thoughts to the book, after you write it, of course, as I was mentioning to her, I read it like 1,000,000 times. I went over it 1,000,000 times before I even gave it to someone to read.
Yes.
Because I'm a perfectionist, I guess, and I want my work to be exactly what I want people to
What you
read,
want to
what
convey.
I want people. Yes.
Yeah.
So I read it like 1,000,000 times after I actually wrote the whole script. Then I got it to different people. Before I got it to the publisher, I got it to different people. I asked certain people if they would read it, to get their feedback. And of course, you will get the negative and the positive.
That's right.
I took the negative and worked with that to try to improve certain things. But I knew what message that I wanted to convey.
Yes.
So I never stepped outside of that.
Right.
Even even I had people telling me, well, going against even the font that I use, and I was adamant I would not change it. I was like, it's there for a purpose. I did it for a purpose. So just stick to your gut feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Stick to that. I mean, that speaks volume. And of course, trying to basically get it into this final stage. A lot of people, which, you know, I almost did, go the expensive way. There are so many inexpensive ways to get
Yes,
your
there
book
are.
out there.
Yes,
And
there
you do not need, you know, a contract with, you know, a big publisher for thousands of dollars. No. Get your book together. Have people read it. You know,
Yes.
your circle of friends, people outside your circle. You know, get people to read it. And when you're finally at that stage where you think that it's, you know, it's ready to be published, read it one more time.
That's right. That's right.
And of course, there's this wonderful website, Create a Space.
Yes.
Yes, they help you with every single thing, and you don't have to put a dime out. You don't have to come out of pocket.
Yes.
You know, so much money being spent, and then you know you don't basically see that you know back. So createaspace.com, they give you all the tools needed to do that.
Now the other thing that's beautiful about this book is this is really a family affair.
Oh yes.
So tell us about the cover.
Oh yes, my brother Vitus St. Rose from Atlanta, 360net.com. He designed the book cover. Even when I was against it, the first time he gave it to me, it's like, okay, I think I'm feeling it. And then probably a month after, it's like, no, can you look for something else? I don't think I'm feeling it enough. I don't think it's conveying the message that I wanted to. And he did so many other designs for me, but guess what? I went back to the very first one he did. And I'm happy that I did, because believe it or not, the book, the design, it pulled so many people in without even reading.
Right.
Without
That's
even
right.
reading the topic or the name, you know.
Yes.
The cover pulled them in.
Right.
That was the first thing that they saw. And then Painfully
Yes.
Silent, the 100
Yes.
pages of her life. So yes, the design of the book is very, very important.
Very much so. And I'm so glad that you said that, because I actually have books on my shelf that I just have because of the title or the way that they look, because I need that level of inspiration in my life. You know, there was one that I had as I was finishing my doctorate and needed that last push to get the dissertation done, and the book is called You Can't Walk on Water If You Don't Get Out the Boat, or something like that. And it was just like, that was that, right. I have no idea what's in the pages of that book. One day I said I'm actually going to read the book, but it was a cover, very, you know, beautiful water, like we're looking at right now, and a boat. And it was just that idea that if you don't do your part, you will be right where you are.
Exactly.
I want to take something from that. You asked a while ago about the expression, and there's very subtle ways to express yourself as well. And I find myself very addicted to titles, titles of songs, titles of tracks. I'm always so moved by what an artist came up with to write, and so I don't read the stuff either most of the time. I just like it. I just fascinated. I want to know who came up with that title for that thing. And where it draws on the point of self-expression is I have to just be honest with me that it does something for me.
That's right.
It's delicious.
That's
it feels good to my soul to just, it's exciting. And allow yourself all of the things that are exciting to you as well. Not just the things that make you cry. We went through that as well. But you also have to replace. When you relieve yourself and you release, you have to replenish and rejuvenate.
That's right. That's right. That's such a good point, because when you do release, it creates a space. Talking about creative space, it creates a space. It creates an opening in you, and so you have to be mindful of what goes in.
That's what you fill that space with.
Exactly.
And you must fill it, because if not, the void will fill itself up.
That's right.
So you must actively, and as you consciously released, you must consciously replenish.
That's right. That's right.
Powerful.
You know, it's interesting as I was looking at this, and you know, we focus on the painfully silent piece, but the subtitle is The Unread Pages of Her Life. Can you speak to that?
The unread pages of her life. Wow. Just looking at this silhouette, What can you tell me about it? About this lady?
I'm gonna let you go because Miss Expression.
Oh, I saw a lot of things. I saw the black and red because I'm very into the black, red, and white. I love the color scheme. It did a lot for me. I saw the fashion of the dress. I saw what could look like holes, maybe not, maybe shreds, maybe not. I saw X-ray. Let's look at a different version of her. Let's look at the inside. I saw something very attractive, but not raw, sexy, not in an explicit sexual way, how we go on and on about that, but just I was drawn. I was totally attracted to the cover, to the girl. I wanted to look at her. I wanted to know what was going on inside of her. I wanted to know what she was reading in that book. Luckily the pages are right there so I can read what she's reading. I like her heels. I looked at, she's all put together, but she knows what's going on inside, and she's not afraid to wear her classy raggedy dress because it's her truth. That's what I saw.
Yes. The unread pages of her life, the silhouette captures every single woman that is going through. But guess what? We can't see that we can't see it. It's in her heart, it's in her soul, it's embedded in her soul. And as you said, the X-ray. This part, we zoom in to her, in her inner self. We're zooming into her inner self. So this picture represents all the women that are actually going through, but they're not speaking out, or they don't have a voice, or they're scared, they're in fear. So this book represents what's inside of every woman that is going through, but is afraid to talk.
Yes. And we have to remember that you do have a voice.
Oh, yes.
You do have a voice.
Oh, yes.
Many times we just have to remember how to use it.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever your natural self-expression is, use that.
That's right.
It may not be the voice.
That's right.
It may just be a self-expression way. What is your natural way of expressing?
That's
Do
right.
it. Do it more. Do it every day. Schedule time for it.
And it's so important because they've done many studies on nonverbal, or we talk about body language, and they say that we speak nonverbally so many times more than we do verbally.
Of course.
There's been numbers like 80-90% of our communication is nonverbal. And whether those numbers are accurate or not, the reality is we do more nonverbals. How many times do you wave at people without ever saying hello? You just wave. That's a nonverbal.
It's true.
You say, come here. You do that. It's a nonverbal.
True.
We do it all the time. And then
we use our facial expressions.
I gotta say, then we have these.
Every culture has a different one.
Right.
And for me, it's also, I always like to go subtle. So I like to be conscious of my breath pattern. How far is it? Shallow breathing?
Yes.
Is it deep diaphragm?
Yes.
Take note of the times when I actually have a sigh of relief, and to be aware of what gave me a sigh of relief. Sometimes I'm like, why did I have a sigh of relief when the person said that? What's going on inside of me?
That's
right.
And then sometimes like, see, I told you that I was thinking that. Things like that. And or sometimes when someone's speaking and you catch yourself getting tense.
That's right.
I'm just very in tune with my body in that way. So someone speaking is becoming uncomfortable. I'm like, I make all kinds of sounds. Like for me, I'm just like very expressive, and I encourage people to allow whatever their natural expression is.
Yes.
Some of us have a lot. Some of us have one. Flow with it. Allow it. Build it. Practice it.
Get to know it and why, and it's
dance with it.
Yes.
Have fun with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have fun in a moment. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do a wrap-up so we can enjoy some of this simply beautiful St. Lucia.
Yes.
So we'll be right back in a moment on Dr. Walls and Friends. Throughout life, many of us feel a nudge or pull to develop a personal relationship with Spirit. In Live by the Spirit Inspired Thoughts, Volume 1, Dr. Wall shares experiences to help you develop, strengthen, and understand your personal relationship with Spirit.
For more information about Live by the Spirit Inspired Thoughts Volume 1, go to www.askdrwalls.com. That's www.askdrwalls.com. God bless and live by the Spirit.
Welcome back, and we were just having an incredible conversation off air for a moment, but it's one of such great importance that we need to let you know what was going on behind the camera. So I'm gonna pass the mic.
Well, what was going on behind the camera was I was reflecting on all the things that Dr. Walls and Leanne were saying, and I wanted to draw out two things that speak to my heart and to my work. The book is Painfully Silent, the unread pages of her life, but we can take out her and we can put the unread pages of all of our lives.
My life, his life, at any age and stage. And we really want to draw that. I really wanted to draw that up and speak about it in a gentle way and encourage men and women of all ages and stages. There is a young boy somewhere who will be validated by this book. There is an old man somewhere who will be validated by that book, if not for himself directly, for his mother or for his sister. That's right.
But a lot of times we get trapped in, if not for himself, for his mother or his sister. I want to go back. There is a young boy somewhere and an old man somewhere who will be validated by that book.
That's right.
Period.
Right.
Yes.
I don't need to make the balanced gender comment.
Right.
We are all going through some sort of pain, in my opinion, or we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
We're all here to unfold, we're all here to learn, we're all here to share, we're all here to unravel from and grow towards and nurture our kindness.
Yes.
So, that said, my experience, and I'm pretty sure it's yours, but you can say, when I put my story out on domestic violence and sexual assault, I experienced a lot of, and I continue to experience a lot of different kinds of feedback. And so some people are like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then I get a lot of hate, and I get a lot of distance. And some of it is very passive, some of it is very active. So I want to say what I've drawn from the active. A lot of people act like, how dare you have that courage? Like, who do you think you are? Then I get, are you lying, or is it your story, or you just want attention? And that was the case. Isn't there a reason why? Where's your kindness if I just want attention? Where's your kindness?
Exactly.
But I want to go deeper and transcend that raw anger that they're giving me of whatever, like, you think you're so cute, you think you're so strong, you think you're so this, you think you're so that. What I take from them soul to soul is, Vel, could you please show me how you got to that place?
That's right.
Could you please show me how? And so that's where the kindness comes. When we're talking about, from you and I, from the very, very beginning,
Yes.
we were talking about when it's challenging to be kind.
Yeah.
So I take a deep breath in that moment of hate coming at me, and I mental martial arts it, spiritually martial
I
arts
like
it.
that. Mental
And
martial arts.
I use that energy back on them, but in a gentle way. And
That's
I say, we have this term namaste. Different religions have
That's
it.
right.
Different, not one religion, but different people use it.
Yeah.
And you have to use the deepest concept of that. It's namaste all the time. It's not sometimes when it's cute.
Yes.
It's all the time.
Not
When it's
just at the end of
challenging.
yoga.
No, all the time.
Yes.
Every single time. And there's also this writer.
And namaste means?
Oh, the God in me honors the God in you. The soul in me honors the soul in you.
Yes.
Being, however you want to put it. But basically, you and I are the same. The same.
Yes.
Digest that.
Yes.
The
Yes.
same.
A
There's
lot of people-
nothing
yes.
different about
Get
you and
that
me.
concept, yes.
Some of us see it, some of us don't. And so for us to be gentle with each other, and remember when I too was there once, and I too am still there about this other aspect of my life. Because just because you see me doing all of these other things that you think are so great, I give myself the appreciation. I have come very far up a very steep hill, but I have a long way to go. And so I'm pacing myself, and I encourage you to pace yourself too. So if you're coming to me to ask me, Vel, can you please show me how? I'll spend 72 hours, 100, whatever, like forever. We'll sit forever and we'll talk. But if you're coming to me with that hate, I'll still spend the time with you. There's no difference.
Because they needed more. They need
Exactly.
more
And we have
time.
that.
That's
Ain't
right.
nobody got time for that attitude
yeah.
towards the difficulty. But it's coming to you for a reason. So
Yes.
sit with it and find it and find under what circumstance
Yes.
can I be kind to this person.
That's right.
Because there is something in me that it's like that is like that as well. You have to digest that.
And one of the things that I find is that when we have such strong reactions to things, that it's something that we need to look at.
Yes.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be catching our attention.
Exactly. It would so-called fly over our head.
That's right.
Right, and if we caught it, we would be able to smile in confidence and comfort.
Yes.
Well, it wouldn't even be confidence or courage anymore. It's just comfort and ease, and it's like it's a smile. It's like, oh, I was that girl once. I was that boy once. I was in that space, in that state of mind, in
That's
that
right.
I was in that circumstance, and I remember what it was like.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's a big piece. And so when we talk about words like sympathy and empathy, to be able, when we sympathize, we're able to say, oh, okay, I can imagine what this person has felt like. When we empathize, it's, oh my goodness, I've been in that space before. I know that feeling. And so now being able to say, I remember being hurt as well. The experiences may be different, but I remember that feeling.
Right, you took the word out of my mouth. It's hurt. Every human has experienced hurt.
Yes. Yes.
So give kindness in
Yes.
hurt spaces. In fact, I'm performing tonight at your show,
Yes.
and that's one of my "Give Love to Pain"
Yes.
is one of the lines in one of the part of the lyrics of the song that I'm going to
wait.
perform.
Yeah.
You coming
Yeah.
tonight?
She is coming, and she will be exhibiting Painfully Silent.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm going to dedicate my piece to that then.
Yes. Because I think, it's so important. And this, as we're wrapping up, just looking at all the topics that we've talked about today, about loving oneself, honoring yourself as this is your first home.
Yep.
Yes.
You are your first home. And they say the heart, what is it? The heart is where the home is.
Oh yeah.
Or there's a
heart is the
statement,
home.
something, there's a
Is that what it
statement
is?
like that. It's something like that.
Or the home is where the
The home is where the heart
There's something
is.
in the home and the heart.
There's
Yeah.
something about the home and the heart.
There's
The
a
point
connection,
is,
for sure.
right, your heart is in your home. Let's go that way. We'll make up our own.
We're just writing songs today.
We're just writing songs, right? So we have to honor that. We have to honor that. We have to pay attention to our feelings as they rise up, as they make themselves known to us, because they are our signals that there's something going on, and we have to understand what those feelings are. We have to express ourselves in a way that is honoring ourselves, not a way that's harming ourselves, in a way that's honoring ourselves. And so if that comes through writing, such as you've done, if it comes through art in the form of dance or in the form of painting or in the form of just even understanding your breath, understanding when you have a hiccup, understanding all of the tension, understanding the way in which your feelings are expressing yourself. Take time to notice. Pay attention to yourself. Do unto yourself as you would do unto others. Okay? So,
Delicious.
ladies, before we say until next time, what are some final words? And I want you to tell people where they can get a copy of this book as well.
Okay, my book will be available. Well, we're out here the whole week. The
At
fair, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts
Yes.
Festival. So we'll be here all week with the book for sale. We're also trying to put it in some of the bookstores in the city, and also
At the Blue St. Lucia. Yep, Blue St. Lucia.
The Blue St. Lucia. And also you can call 519-1187 if you need a copy dropped off.
And online?
And online, Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble.
All right. Any final words that you'd like to share with the audience?
To tie into this, actually, it's a lot of what you guys said. Finding love for yourself,
Yes.
basically, to wrap it up. Finding love for yourself and finding a way to keep it. Work. You have to work at it.
Yeah.
So to tie everything up with Painfully Silent, just learn to love yourself.
Yes.
Learn to find new things to love about yourself, to encourage yourself, and to push yourself into having a good, a good life that you can smile. You can breathe easy. It's not going to be easy, but give yourself that time.
Yes, yes. And know that it can be done, because so many times we had events that happened to us which people describe as horrible, negative, hurtful, but they happened past tense, which means that we can move on from it. We don't have to continue to live in it. We grow from it, we learn from it, we move through it and get to that next space. So give the people the number again for those who don't know the area code here.
It's 758-519-1187.
Yes. I think, every time I think of St. Lucia now, there's a poet out of the UK who's from St. Lucia, and she says something in her poem, and she goes, 758.
Yes.
And and so whenever I think about it, I hear it. I'm not sure.
I think it is.
So, final words.
Final words.
For now.
I can go on and on, guys. Final words. Trust yourself. Consider the power of kindness to yourself. And write yourself a love letter as often as you can. When you have downtime, write yourself a love letter. Either keep it in a journal or write it and burn it. Do whatever you want with it. Write to me about it. Whatever. You have our contact information.
I get ready to say, please give your contact information again.
Write to me. It's the power of one. So no numbers, just the power of one _v@hotmail.com or 758-723-6466. So you can contact me. I will answer you. I have my intuitive artist page on Facebook is Xylaw. It would be XY space LAW, Xylaw. So write to me and let me know how you're doing, and we can share growing tools. But love yourself, trust your gut no matter what. Speak to yourself in the mirror as though you were your own child, no matter how old you are. Every day, speak to yourself in the mirror as though you were your own child.
Yes.
Kindly.
Yes.
With kindness.
Yes.
Gentleness. Every day.
And if people want to come see you for counseling?
Oh, just email me, call me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a Facebook page for you as well, correct?
Yes, it's Painfully Silent on Facebook.
All right.
You'll get all the updates, all the information, all the different book launching, everything on there.
Perfect. All right. And as always, you can go to AskDrWalls.com to find this interview. Go to YouTube, SIH Global 1. That's SIH, the first three letters in Sisters in Harmony, Global, and then the number 1. So until we meet again, as always, I say live your greatest life. Remember, the greatest stands for God restores excellence, activates talents, encourages spiritual transformation. We thank our ancestors and we thank our divine beings for being with us always. And until we meet again, take care.
Find passion, purpose, inspiration to add Dr. Walls and friends, where I find it. Dr. Walls and friends. Dr. Walls and friends, where I find it.